Hello, this is PG, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing the First Descendant. The game is available on PC and consoles. The First Descendant is an online free-to-play looter shooter developed by Nexon Korea Corporation. You play as a number of descendants who have special powers. The game is free to download and also free to play with no requirement for things like Game Pass or PS Plus. Right, gameplay. Well, you pick a descendant, you enter the game world, you follow the checkpoints, you shoot everything that moves, and you hoover up all of that lovely loot. And that is the game in a nutshell. The only other aspect that gives it any uniqueness is a cool grappling hook that lets you fly around in a really balletic style, and that really does add something to the fairly repetitive shooting gameplay. The combat is nicely handled, it's got smooth controls, it feels right, but I would say it's one of those sort of hyper repetitive games that sees you doing the same things over and over. It quickly does become tiring, monotonous, and only die-hard genre fans will stick with it for more than a few days, I'd say. The enemies, they're the usual mixture you would expect. The bosses, I'd say the bosses were impressive in terms of the scale, design and the visuals, but they are just absolutely monster bullet sponges. My god, some of those boss fights took about 15 minutes. I must have shot more bullets than there's in the US military. Anyway, the playable characters, the descendants, they're the usual bunch of kind of Korean styled, over the top, glamorous ladies and pretty boys. You can unlock more as you progress through the narrative, but you can also buy them. They've got different skills to a degree, and these skills will change how you play a little bit. Game world, pretty much by the numbers. The environments look okay, but I have to say they're just sort of placeholder wallpapers. Very dull, unimaginative, doesn't really feel like a real place. It just feels like, you know, a lobby kind of environment, you know what I mean? Now, loadouts and menus, I would say the menus are absolutely bloody dreadful. Convoluted, complicated, no need. There's endless sections to check, to monitor, to update, and the same can be said for Albion, which is the hub area. It's all spread out in a way that just makes everything so bloody time consuming. You just think, why would you have it all laid out like this? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, essentially, the First Descendant, it's like a kind of less interesting version of Warframe with a lot more pretty girls in it. There you go. Graphics and the sound, I'd say, are fine. The characters are nicely detailed, mostly very attractive women, which, you know, who doesn't like that? The worlds are fine, but again, quite boring. Menus are confused. The sound, the voice acting, the gun effects does the job. I wouldn't say it blew me away, but yeah. There were some glitches though, like some audio glitches where sound sort of cut out, visual glitches where you fall for the environment. Not really acceptable, is it? Let's be honest. Anyway, verdict, the First Descendant is a solid free-to-play looter shooter that's a bit of fun for the 30 minutes or so. Personally, I don't think it's remarkable or particularly original, but it's okay, it passes the time, it's fast-paced, the grappling hook's fun, the women are pretty. Is it worth investing money in or time in? Probably not. But if it's just something to play, if you rely on these free games that don't require subscriptions, then it's a good option. Would I recommend it? Not really. It doesn't have anything that I haven't seen done before, and things that I've seen done before that have been done much better elsewhere. But again, if you want a free game to play with your friends and you don't have to pay a subscription, it's not terrible. Scoring, the First Descendant gets 6 out of 10. That was the review. Thank you for watching. This is PG signing off. Cheers.